Welcome back to HRV Projects. Today I'm hoping to get my old disused generator working again. You can see here through my shaky camera work the 20-year-old petrol still in the tank. It smells like varnish and, spoiler alert, it's completely gummed up the fuel system. I start by taking the airbox off so I can get a good look at the carb underneath. My first indication that the fuel has gummed up the system. When the tap is on, nothing comes out. So the tap comes off and I'll have to drain the tank directly. Momentary brain fart where I forget righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I honestly don't know why I even tried catching the petrol. It went everywhere. This is the effect of leaving petrol in tools too long. Brown varnishing clogging the fuel filter. And we see the nut that cracked whilst trying to take the tap off. More varnishing inside the carb float bowl and around the jet and needles. As this is all going into the ultrasonic cleaner, I remove the old gaskets to replace with new ones. You can hear the cleaner in the background. It makes a right racket. While that's on, I cut some new gaskets from the oil and petrol proof gasket sheeting. This is the first of many times I put this carburetor back together. I was really hoping this would be a quick fix. Gaskets on, carbs on, airbox on, and the fuel tap is knackered. eBay to the rescue. £6 and 4 days later I have a new tap. Fingers crossed, with the new fuel it will start first time. I don't know what I'm doing here, just flicking switches to make sure they're not stuck. All that matters is the red one set to on. I sped this bit up and cropped some footage out. I thought the vacuum from the engine turning over would help draw the fuel through, but ultimately it was a fail. The tap is open, but nothing is making its way to the float. Okay, so we know the tap's working. Having a look at the float needle, it doesn't look damaged. I'll clean it up and hope that sorts it out. I'll use some carb cleaner as my magic start potion again. It starts with a bit of carb cleaner, so the compression and the spark are both there. With no fuel getting through, I decided to strip the jet out, the fuel float needle, and put it back through the ultrasonic cleaner. The jet looks clear, but sounds choked when you blow air through it. I pre-fill the float bowl to get things started. How'd you like my lucky grandad slippers? So with fuel in the float, it starts and runs, but if you can see right there, what I've had to do is shorten the spring on the float. So what was happening was even when the float was fully down, showing that there was no fuel in it, the spring was forcing the needle up, blocking the fuel being able to get in. So when I filled up the float, it ran and it used up all of that fuel, but this just wasn't heavy enough to pull the spring down. Now that I've taken one rung off of the top of the spring, it's reduced the force on that needle just enough that when the float's down and there's no fuel in it, it still allows the fuel in. So hopefully now it's gonna start up on its own accord without having to use a bit of carb cleaner, and it'll just keep running. Victory. It's a bit hunty on the auto throttle, so I have to adjust the idle screw. So that's another project done. This one only needed the carb cleaning. I cleaned it several times in the end. I stripped it once, putting everything in without taking the jet out, thinking that'd be enough. Then I thought the jet was clogged, so I took the jet out, I took the needle float out and cleaned both of those in the ultrasonic cleaner. Then I was seeing that when I put it all together, the float bowl just wasn't filling with fuel, so I've had to readjust the placement of the spring for the float needle so that we can get enough fuel going into the float bowl without it overflowing, and then it's all working. So this is another, it was a free bit of kit to me. My dad gave it to me. It was used for 10 minutes about 20 years ago, then put away a fuel inside it. Thankfully the only thing I had to buy was the tap. So once opening the tap, I saw that it completely gummed up the ports inside, and the washer that's used was completely chewed up as well. So I just had to buy a new tap. I think that cost me £6, something like that, off of eBay. So I fitted that. I'm going to fix this, the tap that I had. I'm going to tap out or drill and tap the rivets, and then I'm going to put some screws in, replace that little washer, or that little plastic washer thing inside there, and I can use that as a spare or use it on a motorbike project at a later date. I've run the generator up to temperature. I ran it for about 10 minutes, and then I turned all the fuel off and allowed the carb to empty itself of fuel. Now I'm just draining the fuel tank of all the fuel so I can put it away with nothing in it, completely dry, besides the oil in it, and then hopefully next time I come to use it, I'll put in some good quality petrol, and hopefully it'll start up first time. Thanks for watching. I think I've done better on this video. Hopefully you guys agree. Any sort of constructive criticism, I'm more than welcome to hear. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll have another project hopefully in the next couple of weeks.